Split title with Michigan in 1997. Scott Frost was there. We'll talk more about that.
Receiver screen, almost picked by but Rashad Bateman came up with the catch.
Initially say, hey, we're going to give you the time. Let's do this thing.
Brooks gets the carry and loses a couple.
Late November, possibly both in the top 5 in the poll.
Boy, what a monster matchup that would be. Nothing going here for Indiana on the ground.
Got to get some pressure on Fields. Get into his face. He'll hand it off Teague. And he will have enough for a first down. So will Ryan Day go for it?
2 offensive players lined up in the backfield. Best offensive
13-yard gain on the end around for Keel Bowman. And he's met around the 45, right near the line of scrimmage by Colin Miller and Garrett Nelson. 2 linebackers combined to the stop.
Petrus pumps, steps up. Brought down inside the 15. Garrett Nelson makes the stop, 5-yard pickup.
Remember, Purdue did convert a 3rd and 10 last drive. Plummer pocket collapsing, and Nebraska, who has struggled getting pressure this year, gets it there, and Garrett Nelson with his first sack of the season.
So on the start, everyone's on the line of scrimmage. A lot of confusion. They rest just 5. What that does, Brandon, it gets one-on-one for each single defensive player. They get a one-on-one rush.
Each side has won 4 games, and again, Purdue won a close one here last year, 31-27. Pressure. Plummer down for the 3rd time of the half.
Rick talked to us earlier about how the 30 front was messing with Purdue's offensive line, just rushing 3. I guarantee Garrett Nelson and Ben Stilley will be fighting over that one. They're both going to claim, hey, I had 2 sacks. No, I had 2. How about 1.5 for each of you young men?
They played with energy. They played with joy. P.J. Fleck mandated that his team would. And nothing working at all there. Potts swarmed and brought down.
Well, one of my favorite players on this defense, Garrett Nelson, he's just active all the time. He's one of these guys that it doesn't matter if he makes the play.
That set up the game-tying field goal, and then the Scarlet Knights would win it in the extra session. And here he's trying to take off, but he is dragged down by Garrett Nelson, the sophomore linebacker. Nebraska uniform was actually, when he was at the Big Ten men's basketball tournament, filling in on Fred Hoiberg's team. There's another carry by Young will now bring up 3rd down. Langan keeps, and Langan's not going to get anywhere near there. Garrett Nelson coming away fired up. He makes the stop. Nebraska football.
On the bottom of your screen, he's going to be unblocked, and watch the hustle. Backside, just tracks Langan. He goes, I don't have, my responsibility isn't on this jet sweep over to my side. I got my eyes on Langan. You're going to try to go power away.
Replaced by the freshman Reggie Love. On 2nd down, a fake to Love. Peters sets up, in trouble, and sacked for the 2nd time.
These Cornhuskers defensively, I love the play action, perfect area to take a shot. Nobody is open, and it's not 1 Nebraska defender, it's 2, it's 3, and it's slamming that left shoulder right into the turf, does Garrett Nelson. You know, I like asking these D coordinators, who's your most violent player?
The Red Box Bowl, and he had a few catches in that game. Here is a run for Sitkowski, and he gets absolutely hammered by Garrett Nelson.
I think he just, unfortunately, you see right there, instead of putting the ball in harm's way, that's an outside stretch zone. That running back is going to one spot, the outside hip of the tight end, and his QB, you got to get on your horse. He couldn't get it to him, and unfortunately took a hit.
Treese hands it off. Nothing doing. In fact, it's a loss.
From the backside. Chase plays down quite a bit.
And right now, the offense on the field for Buffalo. It was emotional today before the game here at Memorial Stadium. And Buffalo right now trying to knock on the door, but this black shirt defense and Garrett Nelson and Nick Henrich. This is 3rd and 4. Thorne hits, and down he goes back at the 8-yard line by Nelson with a flag.
Man, it looked like if Peyton Thorne steps up and goes to his right. Let's take a look. He's got a little high-low to his left. So we're seeing that action as he steps up. A little room to run there to the right.
2nd and 5 off the Nebraska turnover. In the backfield. And down goes Walker.
It's just, again, very similar to Beasley, but watch him move. You'll see that as a constant theme tonight. Nebraska is never saying just a stale vertical gap charge.
3rd and 2. It's Hall. Short. There's Nebraska penalty, but then the ball is out after the Nelson sack. Still loose. And it's recovered by the Wildcats. Big loss in the play.
And that might be the first sack that Skoronski's giving up all season. And that's a nice job by Garrett Nelson. Just use power to speed, and he's able to get that sack. Well done.
2nd and 10. Pressure. Down goes O'Connell. Back at the 6-yard line, he was sandwiched between 2 defenders.
We're the ones getting pressure, and the coaches talked about this. We want to get pressure with our down 4. And Stille inside, and then Garrett Nelson, the Scottsbluff, Nebraska Bearcat.
Stroud looking. Stroud in trouble. Reverses. He lost it. Loose ball. Can Nebraska get it? And Ohio State pounces on it. Wow. And a flag.
What a break for Ohio State. Whiffler lands on the ball. Hurts will throw it, and he's going to get hit and brought down at the 4-yard line by Garrett Nelson.
Work at the top of your screen. Just a bull rush. Arm over inside. Working on the tackle. Tyler Beach. Nice power, speed to power.
They need 9 yards. Pressure, trying to set up a screen. And that's going nowhere. Isaiah Smith caught it, but he was met by a slew. See that time of possession discrepancy. Schuster, they were going to take a shot, but he's hit by Nelson. And Nebraska has picked up the football.
To make sure that he could get on Schuster right there. It counts 2 for 1 when you get a sack and a